You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin.
Healthy self, heal thyself. Welcome to another episode of Outlaw. I'm your host, Andrea Hall. When you look at the word healthy, I was actually really shocked because I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this quote that said, healthy self, heal thyself. And it kind of stopped me in my tracks for a second. And I went, wow, when you really look at the word healthy, it is really healing thyself. And I had never looked at the word that way before. And on my journey of 100 days, which I launched that episode already, 24 days ago, I have really focused on my health. Not just with the food that I'm eating, yet mentally, emotionally as well, looking at how I can heal thyself. And it is already the end of January. It's hard to believe there's only, a few more days and we'll already be into February. And it's at this point in time that people are starting to forget about their New Year's resolutions and the commitments they made. Things like going to the gym and eating healthy or whatever goal that they set at the beginning of January. People are starting to drop off like flies at this point in time when it comes to that commitment, right? It's because people are starting to fall back into their old patterns, their old behaviors and thoughts and beliefs. And it's because they start to think that what they wanted was not important because life starts to get in the way. Calendars, kids, husbands, wives, family members, they may get sick. Any number of reasons and frankly excuses as to why they stop working towards what it is that they said that they wanted to do on December 31st or January 1st. And I have stated what I'm committed to this year, or at least the first 100 days. And I'm still going strong. I'm still getting up early, journaling, meditating, working out, and staying that path. And I'm coming to the end of my cleanse. I've been on it for almost 21 days with no gluten, no dairy, and no sugar. And there have been days that it's been challenging, and it's a little more challenging because my husband and I eat completely different. He's a good Midwestern boy, and he thinks vegetables are corn and potatoes, where my idea of vegetables is mostly something that's green. On a normal plate at dinner or lunch, I would not normally have potatoes or corn. In fact, if I'm going to have some sort of a starchy vegetable, I would pick a sweet potato. Yet for him, those are his staples. And so that has been a little challenging to stay this path because he turns his nose up to the things that I think are good. And not that I turn my nose up to what he thinks is good, yet those things don't bode well in my healthy body. And what has also been comical through this cleanse is that I have noticed that specifically at the very beginning that I had this, sugar craving, which I don't normally crave sugar. I'm not a sweet tooth person. However, he has lots of sweets in the house, potato chips, and things like that. And there came this time where I started getting tempted. And I was like, maybe I should just eat one. And then it got me to thinking, where else have I been tempted to cheat? To think of and to not think about the end result or what it was that I truly wanted. And for me, the things that came up were in my business, in my personal life, and in goals. And I'm wondering if you can relate to that. Places that you have cheated or wanted to cheat. And yeah, I think we all have that tendency to cheat when things are not going right or we're being tempted. And I know for me that feeling that comes up is that frustration because the desire for what I want is there, yet I get frustrated if I'm not getting it. And I'm wondering if you can relate to that feeling of wanting something and not getting it. So how can I cheat in order to make it happen? Now, for me, when I'm talking about cheating, I'm not meaning like cheating on a test or actually lying to get something. What I mean is cheating yourself or sabotaging yourself so you don't get the results or the goal. And I see it all the time with people in my profession, people on Facebook, friends of mine, and I've done it myself. When life gets hard or things get in the way or I hear a no, I stumble and think, screw it. Why even bother? And I can stay in that place for a little while, and then I think, no, what I really want is the goal, the dream, the desire, the business, the weight, the strength, whatever that is that I'm working on or for at that moment in time. So getting back to heal thyself, I didn't cheat. I stayed the course. Even though I was really craving something sweet. And the journey this time around for me has been very different. I've done cleanses before in the past, yet this journey has really been a soul-searching journey and a time for me to really be quiet and self-reflect. A lot of times when I do a cleanse, it's just the cleanse. And there's not a lot of self-reflection. And this time there really has been. And it's really been about healing myself. And in fact, I went to one of my holistic practitioners, and I've really learned some new things through this healing myself process. And the things have really intrigued me. Thus, the information that I've received has really intrigued me. Like I said, at the beginning of the cleanse, I had these sugar cravings, and the practitioner told me it was the yeast that was coming out in my body, which when she said that, I went, wow, I can totally believe that. As prior to going into the cleanse, I, of course, had eaten things that I wouldn't normally eat, and my body was inflamed. And it was all of that negative toxins and bad things in my body that were coming out. Another thing that was brought to my attention was my broken pelvis. I broke my pelvis in a horse riding accident. Oh gosh, when I was in my middle 20s. So it's already been 20 plus years ago. And how that could potentially be affecting my unexplained infertility. And I was actually shocked because this was the first time anyone had mentioned to me that potentially my broken pelvis was affecting the placement of my uterus, or it was affecting the ligaments, and therefore things were out of alignment, and how could we get that in place? And, I've had my gynecologist who's known for years that my pelvis was broken, and never once has that been a thought, a concern, or a passing comment that could be potentially affecting anything with regard to fertility. And there are some things that are being brought forth on this journey that I've never experienced. And I've always said, and I'm a firm believer, and I say this to my clients, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And let me say that again. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And by golly, over the last, 24 plus days, there have been several teachers who have appeared, and to me, it's divine timing. There are no coincidences. So in this journey of healthy eating and healing thyself, I've learned so much about me and how this relates to my business and where I'm going. And my question to you is, what are you doing to heal thyself? Because I see so many people struggling and wanting something different, and yet there is not this process of healing thyself, whether it's being healthy mentally, emotionally, eating correctly, exercising. And I see them going down this path of destruction. So I'd be curious for you to share with me what you are discovering through your healthy process or healing thyself. And if you're interested in further healing thyself, the horses and I are here to help. Please call for a free moment of truth session with me today, and I would be glad to explore how to heal thyself. The horses are absolutely amazing and offer no judgment, which we typically see in the outside world. And they're there to be a source of healing just by being in their presence. So if this is something you think you're interested in and want to learn more about, give me a call at 970-682-4405. In the meantime, share with me in the comments below how you're healing thyself and what your journey and process looks like. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Outlaw.
Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback, unlike traditional talk therapy. You will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls, Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's www.witherswhisper.com. Or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode, listen to the whispers.